My biggest influences and inspirations were just Quentin Tarantino was a massive influence on me. Not so much because he was in a video shop like myself, used to work in a video shop, but the fact that he made films in a different way. In film school, online, you're told how to make films, has to be in this certain structure, but he came in and made Reservoir Dogs, which totally threw everyone upside down because he basically showed the ending first, etc. You know, everyone's seen Reservoir Dogs, but for me that was so inspirational. I actually came into an industry and showed something different, and did something different. I'm a bit of an image snob, so I was always after that years and years ago, and especially in the 90s and the early millennium. I was looking for that depth, shallow depth of field, that 35mm film look. And like I said in the workshop today, I could achieve that, but it would cost me a few grand to get the adapters on the cameras. So these DSLRs came along with a big sensor, and basically you can achieve a shallow depth of field, get a 35mm look with your footage for very cheap. I'm saving thousands by doing this. So my biggest compliment I get with my work is people ask me if you'd shot that with a 35mm camera or a film camera, etc. So for me that's the biggest compliment. I'm actually achieving that look with a DSLR camera, which is what it's all about. I'm an indie. I'll always be an indie at the moment. Hopefully I'll be somewhere in the next 10 years, but at the moment I'm an indie on an indie level, so I want to try and get the most affordable gear accessible to me. So that's the main objective. Learn through your mistakes. I'm still making mistakes. I learn through doing. You know, I could sit through a workshop, not so much myself, but I could watch somebody tell me how to make a film, how to do this right, how to do that. But it's, for me, I learn through doing. So when I'm out with the camera or out with a friend with a camera, I'm doing it and I'm making mistakes while doing the process of filmmaking. For me, I'm always learning. I'll never stop learning, even if I do get like at the weekend, a 3-day horror film shoot, which we're doing at the weekend in Belfast. I know I'm still going to make mistakes. Never getting that concept that you know everything about filmmaking, because you don't. Like I said in the workshop, you are not going to make a film which is loved by everybody. You're not. It's impossible. Yeah, even the best films out there have the critics. So my advice would be, go out with the camera. Don't think about it. Don't tell people you're going to think about it. Go out with the camera and go and do it. Make a short film. Take the advice on board. Take the constructive criticism on board. If a YouTube comment comes up and says that's crap, don't ignore it. People feel better with themselves by saying stuff like that. But if it's constructive, as if someone comes up and says, actually, next time think about the sound more, get the microphone closer to the subject more, take that on board and learn from it. Don't be so defensive. I find a lot of students in particular will make a short film for the course qualification. As soon as something constructive criticism comes up, they get very defensive and they're defending the work when it should be no. Actually, that makes sense. So my advice would be, go out and do it, make mistakes, and learn from your mistakes. It's I always say, if you can film in the Middle East and Africa, you can film anywhere. I mean, you're talking extreme conditions to film in. You're talking bright sunlight, dark-skinned people. Really, sort of, technically, it's a very difficult place to film. I have a lot of experience in the Middle East and Africa, and with that experience, I'm going off to Yemen soon and Equatorial Guinea. Because of my previous experience, it makes that process a bit easy for me. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it is still daunting, and going away from home and going into an alien country and trying to work within their rules and their regulations. But yeah, it can be scary at times. But this is where you got to be. This is where you got to be all over your equipment. So you've got to know your equipment inside out. For documentary work in particular, you've got maybe 10-20 seconds to get the shot, or you've missed it. But like filming for news, you can't miss the shot. You need to get out there. Your settings are got to be correct on the camera. You've got to get out there, get the shot, and you're away again. So it's like I said before, you learn through making mistakes, and I still make little mistakes here and there, and it helps you improve and skill base. It's quite daunting. I remember being in the hotel room in Palestine on the first day of production, and I looked in the mirror and I thought, the whole country has put all their faith in me. Marty Stalker runs a studio from Belfast. I'm thinking, oh my god, I've got to make a video which is going to be watched by millions in the US. It is daunting, yeah, but just it's having faith in your own ability. It's going out there, and they've obviously got you in there for a reason, because they like your work, they like what you do. And what I'm quite good at is making things look more pretty than they are, which is from a cinematographer's point of view, that's the whole point. Going in there and making something look absolutely beautiful. So yeah, the Palestine job was, like I said in the workshop, it was the most challenging task of my career so far.
Oh, that looks fantastic.